Here.
Here. Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Good morning. So is this separate or is this part of yours, Sherry?
This is separate.
Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Go ahead.
And they have a request for you, and so they'll take it over from here. Thank you, Council.
Good morning and welcome. Are you the class president? Yeah. Okay.
All right, we'll all introduce ourselves first. So, Halmatakiapi, my name is Briar Roberts.
Morning, my name's Dominic Getty.
Hamidakiapi. My name's Io Tawi, Blue Horse.
I'm Dakiapi, CJ Bissonette.
Madakiapi. My name is Matthew Demars.
Anna Chunku.
My name is Jay Patel, and I'm one of their advisors.
Okay, we'll start here. My name is Garrett Renville. I'm the tribal chairman.
Good morning, seniors. Curtis Bissonette, Tribal Secretary.
Morning, seniors. Dallas Hall and Enemy Swim.
Good morning, Susie Amos, Siakap Dapi District.
Good morning. I'm Kenneth Johnson from Buffalo Lake.
Good morning, Joan White from Lake Traverse.
Good morning and welcome, Janelle Cook, Long Hollow District.
Good morning, Brandon Adams here. Introduced myself a little bit ago.
Good morning. My name is Lexi Fancher Lincoln, SWO Vice Chairwoman.
Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
All right, so we're here to discuss funds on our senior trip to Los Angeles and going on the way there. Our funds are going to be used for travel and expenses and hotels and stuff like that. Airbnbs we're going to be staying in. But so we've done a lot of fundraising already. We've raised around $12,000. And we've been fundraising all year, hosting powwows and stuff like that, doing concession stands. And so we came here to ask for some money, some mazel ska. And,
So we have a total of 20 students going, and per student will receive $1,000 from the Quala Fund. So collectively, we have about $32,000 towards the trip. The estimated cost of the trip is around over $50,000. We are still doing fundraising attempts, and we will up until the day that we leave. And they're here proposing for a request to receive additional funds that will help them on this trip.
Enemy Swim.
Madam Vice Chair, what do we have in our donations line item?
$5. I'm just kidding. No, we have a few. But because this is a youth trip,
I believe that the youth sponsorships used to cover these youth trips in their budget, specifically out of the sponsorship line items that they have in their budgets. It used to become, I believe it used to come out of the executive committee budget, but a few years back, they gave that money, those funds to the youth department specifically to cover these kind of events. So, Tribal Secretary has something.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So from what I understand, it's $500 per student for the youth sponsorship. And then there's a separate line item for a group sponsorship. Well, it used to be. I haven't seen the changes yet, so I think that's probably the route we could go. I'll work with the vice chairwoman and see what we can come up with moving forward for this.
So what are you exactly requesting for each individual? No.
So yeah, $1,000 per individual is what we're asking.
What was the total again?
The total of the cost of the trip is over 50,000.
No, how many kids?
We have
20?
Also, would you be able to give us the breakdown? Because I understand that what are they called? Those cards? The script? Can we see a breakdown from I guess, the principals of how the script was being distributed within TZ? Because from my understanding, the reason from that was supposed to cover these trip events. So, okay, so a letter requesting and then a breakdown of that specifically from TZ. Yes.
Dr. Johnson?
One of our board members, and she will have a board meeting today at 5, and so she can request that information of the breakdown of what's going on and where that funding is being spent. Because yes, you are correct, Vice Chairwoman, that those funds are a lot, and they were to be able to be covered all of the senior trips and the prom. That was what the intentions are for that when that script was set up at the beginning. But our board member here, our board woman, will be able to get that data that you're requesting.
Tribal Secretary?
Oh, thank you.
If you could, Joe, just provide us if you guys have a policy or procedure stating how you guys are using those funds, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that. I think that it's important to find out, because a few years back, some of these credit card script money that they call the koala account was split too. Enemy Swim Day School now gets some and TZ gets some. So that was split, and I think at that time is when we had a couple of years of COVID where there was no senior trip, and previous to that it was all going towards the senior trip. So I definitely am interested too to find out where that money is coming from, where we're short, we're falling short.
Vice Chairwoman? Dr. Johnson?
I just want to clarify that when we set it up, a third of it goes to Enemy Swim and 2/3 of it goes to Teoshpazina. And it was proportioned out that way due to the student population. So that's how it's going. So 3 months out of the year, Enemy Swim gets it. The rest of the months, the 9 months, Teoshpazina get it. And so our biggest fund making is when we get our elderly cards. That's where the huge amounts roll into our schools. But that was why, so we could prevent students and groups coming here so that they would have that funding in there for their senior trips, for their proms. That's were the two things why that turned over like that.
Vice Chair?
So I would actually like to see a motion approving this based off the information we received from Ms. Roberts and it come out of the youth sponsorships.
Enemy Swim?
So the amount we were talking about is 20 grand, right? So I'd make a motion pending the information given to the vice chair, not to exceed $20,000 for the TZ senior class to receive those funds for their trip.
You're going to Motion from Enemy Swim, second from Buffalo Lake, question from Long Hollow.
You guys need chaperones, right? Okay, I'll do it.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Sherry's doing her education report. You guys want to listen to it? Or do you want to? You can. So we can sit back.
You can listen. You can have copies if you want. Oh. Yeah. Okay. If they want to wait for about 10 minutes? Okay. 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 Chairman, I'm going to ask if you will go into executive session with me right away because I have the fourth graders at the public school coming and they want to come, they'll come in here right away. So I want to get started with that.
Okay. Education's requesting a motion to go into exec. Floor is open for a motion. Motion from Buffalo Lake, second from Enemy Swim. Question from Bikuli.
Yes.
Yes.
second by Enemy Swim. Question by Tribal Secretary.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Brandon Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Dallas Owen? Yes. Haley Amos?
Yes.
Kenneth Johnson? Joel White? Yes. Tribal Secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman? Passed.
Thank you.
Good morning, council. I would like to, first of all, do you all have a packet? Because I seem to have some extras here. All right, that's awesome. Thank you, and greetings once again to you all. With that, I'd like to just go ahead and start with my approvals. The seniors are going to stay and listen to the report as we go through, and you know, someday they'll be sitting in your seats, so that looks pretty good to them. And also, we have the fourth grade, so they're going to be coming in around here in just shortly. And so we'll start with them, introduce them at one point in time there. But I'd like to also say that my education report is there. All the action items are there. I'm hoping to get more timely, so my actual Tribal Education Department report will be within the Secretary's report like it used to. These last 2 months I've been just failing. So I'll get back to that. With that, I'd like to say that I have additional funding for computers out of the broadband grant. I have enough funding to purchase 20 computers, and I've got a stack like of this, so we still have people asking and wanting computers, and so now I'm putting out a list that's saying you're not guaranteed one. As funding is available, we will do that. But right now, in this amount of money, I have enough for computers. The lowest bid is there. It's $17,000, and it was by this IT1, and what it has on there, it has the next care package. So what I did was I asked the procurement if they could take the care package off. So this is computers only since it goes out. And so with that, and then the other thing to try to ensure we meet our needs, we have some funding that's in our cell booster area that we can modify and realign. So we have been working with our federal funders, and some of them can sit up here too. There's a few more chairs here. And so our federal funders will are doing a budget mod with us, and so that'll come through. So then my next set of computers, which I'm hoping to get at least 80 to 100 computers, and then that should be the remaining of the broadband funding. Okay, guys can sit up here if you want. Right here. Over here some more. Great. Okay, you guys all set? Okay, and so with that, I'd like to ask for approval of the lowest bid for computers, and it is from IT1, and it's for $17,760, and it's for 20 computers out of the broadband.
Had a motion from Enemy Swim, second from Buffalo Lake. Question from Long Hollow.
Dallas Owen? Yes. Haley Amos?
Yes.
Kenneth Johnson? Yes. Joel White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Tribal Secretary? Mr. Chairman, motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Then my next action item, in your packet, you will see there's a request from Tioshbazina, and it has to do with their, you can see all the dates on there. I went ahead and filled in the rest of them on the side, but we are requesting that the 3 days of schooling be waived, and so that is our request here, and I definitely support that. At one time, they talked about the weather, but they're okay with that. But the water issues, if we could have that, because that waiver will come from council, and then we'll draft a letter and probably have the chairman sign it, and then that goes to the BIE for those 3 days where there was no water available.
Enemy swim.
Do you need the 3 days of the motion or just a broad request?
No, the 3 days for water issues.
I'll make a motion to do the waiver for water closures for October 25th, October 26th, and October 27th of the year of 2022.
Okay, got a motion from Enemy Swim, second from Buffalo Lake. Question from Long Hollow.
Yes.
Yes.
Brandon Adams,
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman, Tribal Secretary,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passed.
Thank you.
And then my next on there is the education codes. I talked to the attorney, Miss Megan, and she is doing an updated resolution for that. You do have the resolution that was provided to me, and she was going to add a few things, so there might be a few revisions in here to approve the education codes. You received maybe 5 weeks ago, you received the red line version. You received the red line version. You received the clean copy, and then also this resolution.
Enemy swim.
So I think it'd be go ahead and move on that because, let's see, I know it was about 3 months ago. I met with the judicial committee and they just wanted to see a clean version before it got to council, but whether it be weather or illness, fortunately we haven't had that, but I'll be having a meeting this Thursday. And I think we could go ahead and move on this one because it's good to go. They just need to formally make a motion to approve it, and then we could do the same, and I'll stamp it off on Thursday. Pending whatever, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be pending. I just know that it just had to be a clean version, just had to come to the committee. So it's not like it needs to go to the districts or anything. It's pretty much done. So I'll make a motion to approve the new education codes pending potential changes in the resolution and code by legal.
Okay, got a motion from Enemy Swim. Second from Buffalo Lake. Question from Big Coulee.
Dallas Owen. Yes. Lydia Amos. Yes. Kenneth Johnson. Yes. Joan White.
I just have a question before I vote. So are you saying that there's going to be additional changes to it?
Just if they are, it sounds like Dr. Johnson mentioned there potentially could be.
There's no changes to the education codes at all. It's just that she wanted to update something in the resolution.
Oh, okay, yes, then.
Yeah.
Janelle Cook.
Yes.
Brandon Adams.
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman. Tribal Secretary.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, council. It's been 2.5 years working on this education code. I already know of several things that need to be updated again, but right now we've got this far and we'll move forward. So I appreciate all the support there. Thank you. So on next in the packet, I did provide a copy of the tribal consultation, which is going to be May 8th. It's not on that calendar, so you guys hold that May 8th date. Okay. And I also want to bring you to the attention that it's going to start at 8:30. This was the only way I can get everybody in and still not take your entire day. And so we start with System Public School. There you go. Thank you. So they will have the floor, and it goes on there until the last time. The last one is at 12:10. So you have a copy of what the agenda looks. This is also in your calendar invites. So you have that in there. So thank you. And then the next thing in the packet is really my monthly report, and my whole department is in there. So I want to thank you on that. So I have a couple, and that would conclude my education report portion of it. Then I'll move to the Head Start.
Okay, no other questions or comments from Tribal Council. Floor is open for a motion to approve Education's monthly report. Motion from Enemy Swim. Second from Bikuli. Question from Tribal Secretary.
Yes.
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 Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Tribal Secretary?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Okay, so my other hat is my last council as the interim Head Start Director. It's been a year and a half that I've been the Director of Head Start. So I am very happy to announce the final paper. The final approval from the Office of Head Start was received. It's included in your packet. And, you know, I try not to get teary about this, but I'm so thankful. People, I'm so thankful. And with that, I want to welcome Lenny Peters, Bernard Peters. So I'm very happy to have her aboard. I will do extensive mentoring because the Head Start director position is huge. There's many facets to that, and much to learn. And so we will work together for the next couple of months, and she'll have a good start to next year. So with that. Okay, with that going on, I'd like to, I'm going to ask that we had a RFP for construction, and it's not in here, but I did provide copies of a motion here. And I'd like to approve the contract with Precision Construction, for which the Head Start and Early Head Start remodel project, which obligates the tribe for a total of $9,120.50, and to authorize the chairman to execute the agreement. And recording secretary, I'll give you the language. And so that's a contract for $9,120.50, and that's for the Head Start program, and it's for a remodel in their kitchen areas, their office areas, and other assorted things. It's a labor-only contract, so the Head Start will be providing the materials for that.
Okay, floor is open for a motion to approve. Motion from Enemy Swim.
Second.
Second from all agency. Question from Bikuli.
Dallas Owen? Yes. Lydia Amos? Yes. Kenneth Johnson? Yes. Joel White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Tribal Secretary?
Yes.
Chairman? Passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. And then the motion number 2 is to approve the contract for Precision Construction, for which the Head Start, it's for kitchen flooring and baseboard project, and obligates the tribe for $3,757, and authorizes the chairman to execute the agreement, and it's from the Head Start budget.
I'll make the motion to approve that second request.
Okay, got a motion from all agency. Second from Enemy Swim. Question from Long Hollow.
Brandon Adams? Yes. Dallas Owen?
Yes.
Janelle Cook,
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman. Yes. Tribal Secretary,
Yes.
Chairman, voting passed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. I'd just like to review a few points from the Head Start report. We do have 105 enrolled in Head Start, 16 early Head Start, and 16 enemy swim Head Start, and 30 at Head Start. We are still considered under-enrolled, so we are still looking at maybe converting some of our Head Start positions into early Head Start, which has a waiting list. And so hopefully that'll happen yet. The home visits are going on as usual, as planned, I should say, not as usual. We do have our transition trips going out to the area schools. Our 3 feeder schools for our Head Start is Teosbazina Tribal School, Sisseton Public School, and Enemy Swim Day School. And so they are planning those kindergarten trips that go in and bring our kids in. So we're happy to be there. Our staffing, we finally hired the rest of our early Head Start, so we are fully staffed over there, and our enrollment will be fully enrolled over there at 40 again. And so, and we will not advertise for any more Head Start positions until this summer coming up. So, and then I got 2 applicants in this week, and it's like, really? So anyway, hopefully we can get that taken care of. I am very proud to announce that Rebecca Ellingson has earned her CDA. And so with that, I'd just like to take a minute and just say I'm so proud of her. It's a lot of work and well done to meet the requirements. So very happy about that. I did meet with the Tribal College, and we are working on some matriculation agreements. Hopefully, I've asked if they would make a articulation agreement with Bay Mills, because a lot of our people, our tribal members, are in programs with them for early childhood. And then we're partnering up, there's a grant coming out for professional development, so I'm hoping that we are going to partner up on that. I mean, so far so good, and I think we're going to go for it. It should be out on May 5th, so I'm anxiously waiting for that. And then we also had the agreement we talked with them about the agreement that was in past, where when somebody was working on their CDA and taking their classes, that they would get credits, college credits, to earn towards their AA degree. And somewhere along the line that they quit doing that. And so we brought that agreement back up, and we're re-looking at it, going to have a new agreement, going to get another MOU. So that looks, that's a win-win situation for both our people that are earning education and earning those degrees. So that's good. Otherwise, it's work as usual. We're working on our self-assessment. Our community assessments are coming out. I know that our school ends, and then starts our extended school year on May 22nd and goes until June 22nd. Then we'll take about a month off, and we'll be working. We're already in August, people. We haven't even had summer yet, but we're already in August. So the parents have planned the graduation for June 24th. I don't know much more than that, but I can see them out there actively working on fundraising and all of that. So, and then a little bit about that, about some of the things that I'm working on there. So my next action item, Council, would be to approve the bikes. We took the bids on the bikes, and you can see they're here, and the lowest bid is for $8,680.13. That's the lowest bid on the bikes. Sorry, that was my number below. Thank you for the correction, Secretary.
Any questions or comments from Tribal Council? If not, the floor is open for a motion to approve.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion from Tribal Secretary. Second from Bikuli. Question from Long Hollow.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Also, we had the list from NESC and Sisseton of our other tribal members that will also be included in this, so I've asked procurement to get me some bids on that, but that falls well below the threshold of council, needing council approval. So thank you on that. My next one is that 8,000, back to haunt me again, that 8,680 and 13 cents. This is our request for our new budget, and it's all in participants supplies, I think. Participant supplies and staffing, mental health and that. But this is unrestricted money that has come back through FEMA to the Head Start program. So we're very happy to have it. We have approval for that budget.
Any questions or comments from tribal council? If not, floor is open for a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
And a motion from Vice Chairwoman. Second from Enemy Swim. Question from Long Hollow.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Okay, my next one, I didn't run copies because it would kill another tree. But I will give the copy of the whole packet to the vice chairwoman. But this is a request for our carryover to be moved from a Head Start budget previous years into this year so we can use it. The request is for a total of $460,349,000. It's 2 years funding is what it is.
I do want to make a comment. We did put that request in like a whole year ago, so I'm so happy that they finally responded because it took almost a whole year to get that funding, so.
Okay, any other questions or comments from tribal council? If not, the floor is open for a motion to approve. Motion from tribal secretary.
Second.
Second from all agency. Question from Buffalo Lake.
Yes.
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 Just a real quick question. Is it a federal carryover or is it gaming dollar carryover? All right, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
And so we have included with this a spending plan on it and what we're going to do, and a lot of it has to do with because this is pandemic. You got to figure this is 2 years of pandemic funding, and that's why it wasn't spent out. It wasn't that we weren't doing our job and spending appropriate to our goals and our plan for Head Start. It was just that because we had those 2 extraordinary years. So thank you, Council. With that, I would like to present to you all of the manager reports. I gave the director report, the financial reports, the health and the food reports, the attendance and enrollment reports, and then also you have the policy council from the previous month included in there. So with that, I'd like to ask for that motion.
Okay, motion from Enemy Swim. Second from Bakuli.
Question.
Question from all agency.
Yes.
Yes.
Tribal
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'd like to, did you approve my report for the Head Start?
Not yet. Okay, we got a motion from Tribal Secretary. Second from Enemy Swim. Question from Long Hollow.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'd like to say thank you, council, for putting up with me and all my business, but I'd like to officially welcome the fourth graders, and now that you're finished listening to all the boring stuff, I want you guys to know the guy back over here is broadcasting it, so people actually see you. So, and you are live. Oh, both sides apparently. And so I'd like to just welcome all my little partners here. With the teachers, stand up and introduce yourself.
Brian Fox, thanks for having us.
Kara Hansen. Evan Arbonet. Carmen Beamer. And Dr. Lund, principal, thank you so much for having us. We're just thankful and grateful to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so who's the loud one? I whispered over her here to see if she was, and she said no. So do I have loud ones at the table with me? No. I can make you loud. Okay. So go ahead. Tell them your name.
My name's Taylor, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Baron, and I'm 10 years old. Oh, that's so cringe.
It's so cringe.
I'm David, I'm 10 years old.
All right. Okay.
So the key to this is when you finish talking, you push your button again. And so,
My name is Presley Labatt, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Reno. My name is Reno. My name is Reno. I'm 11 years old.
all right, so, and you? Go ahead, stand up. Well, let's start over here. This is our...
My name is Jackson Pelzel, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Everett Gross, and I am 10 years old. I'm Landon Wegner, and I'm 10 years old. What? I'm Maya Dowd, and I'm 9 years old. I'm Becca Barth, and I'm 10 years old. I'm Savannah One-Horn, and I'm 9 years old. I'm Larissa, and I just turned 10 today.
Happy birthday.
My name's Oakley Hansen, I'm 10. My name is Sabaya, and I'm 9 years old.
My name is Camden Barson, I'm 10.
My name is Trajan Schindebauer, and I'm 10. My name's Cooper Steiner, and I'm 10 years old. My name is Tavea Greeley, I'm 9 years old.
My name is Tyree Lobe, and I'm 10.
Oh, my name's Kevin Lamone, and I'm 10.
My name is Jacoby Cole, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Marissa Cook, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Nina, and I'm 9 years old.
My name is Cecilia Gonzalez, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Gwen Spencer, and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Riley Montreal, and I turned 10 last month. I'm Harley and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Mariana and I'm 10 years old.
My name is Bryn Kirk and I'm 10 years old and I also like wolves.
My name is Veronica Iverson and I'm 10 years old.
This is Drew Lufkins. She's 10. She wanted me to tell you that.
Okay, with that, I'd like to welcome you guys all, and do you have a few questions of our council? You know, I'd like to, maybe they can introduce themselves, our chair, starting with our chairman.
My name is Garrett Renville, and I'm the tribal chairman.
Good morning. My name is Curtis Bissonette, and I'm the tribal secretary.
Dallas Owen, council rep for Enemy Swim.
Susie Amos, Yakapdapi District.
Kenneth Johnson from Buffalo Lake District.
Good morning, Joan White from the Lake Traverse District.
Janelle Cook from Long Hollow.
I'm Brandon Adams, Old Agency. Carter, I didn't see you stand up and say your name over there.
Tell them your name and how old you are.
My name is Carter and I'm 11. Good morning, my name is Lexi Fancher Lincoln. I'm SWO Vice Chairwoman.
Okay, so do you have any other questions? I understand that you guys were sweeping the teepee out there. At least that's what it looked like over here. Do you have any questions of our leadership? You got to watch my report and the approvals that they do. They are all my big bosses.
Why do they always say, like, every time they say, like, question?
Why do you say question?
Go ahead, Dallas.
Because there's something called the Roberts Rule of Law, and it's to establish and maintain order. So when someone yells or says question, sometimes people yell question, they get excited. But when you say question, because that means that's an end of discussion, and that's giving the chairman the heads up that it's time to take a vote. So that when you say question, that means no more questions or discussion. That's why we say question.
Come on up to the mic.
Here, you can do this one. Why does he call your name and then you guys say here?
Tribal secretary.
So he's our recording secretary, and he takes all our notes and all our motions here, and we keep them in a safe spot. So he takes all of our documents, all of our notes, and he makes sure they're taken thoroughly.
Okay, as you,
Like, why does everybody go around and say yes?
That's basically part of that too, is so when there's an issue that comes up and we all vote, or they all vote on it. I don't have a vote, but they all vote on it, and so they either vote yes or no. And I like your shirt. You have a lot of questions for us.
okay, well, I know that you're going to do a little tour and you're going to work with our wonderful staff back there. I want to thank you guys for all of that, and that you're going to have some more games and some more learning today. So with that, I'd like to say have a good day. One more question. Okay, Larissa, you have to come up here next to me. You know, in my family, they always say, come here, come here, come here, Auntie Kushi, come here. Because they all want me to sing because I'm such a singer. And you guys are going to hear it now because Larissa, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Larissa. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Council, for your time today. Have a good rest of your meeting.
Thank you to the 6th and 4th grade class for coming to visit. It's always nice to have you here, and you're always welcome here, and have fun out there. You guys want to take a picture? Thank you. Yeah, we'll take a quick break. We have enrollment office next, but we'll take a quick break to spend a few minutes with the kids. Okay, we'll come out of our break and continue on with the agenda. Up next, we have the enrollment office.
Good morning, Tribal Council. I'll be presenting the enrollment report for Zelma. First, we'll start with Exhibit A. Under Exhibit A, we have 10 applicants requesting enrollment with the Sistine Waptanoyate. They are Daniela Ray Ackerman, Luca Violet Bars, Jackson J. Dumars, Shane Darwin, and I'm going to guess that's supposed to be Edward Dumars, Soleil Maylin King Adams, Hayetu Wachipiwi Darlin Kiddo, Alani Wilma McConnell, Luca Sterling Owen, Ta Chanupa Wakawi Pink, Izuzu Gregory Sager. Under Exhibit B, we have 25 applicants requesting enrollment with the Sistine Waptanoyate. Shai Rain Silas Arapaho, Kenneth Ohoda Bird, Jesselyn J. Conroy, Gus Matthew Day, Leanna Lene Drapo, Jordan Virginia Ennie, Millie Lynn Ennie, Harley Louise Fairchild, Aria Ruby Feldbaum, Goa Jesus Ohitika Firecloud, Carson Tyreek Gary, Righteous Shakpe Red Star Hawk, Amelia Dallas Renee Heminger, Abraham John Herrick, Tamakoche Diumiti Hill Arnold, Nova Rain Howard, Cedar Rain Ironcloud, Lucille Mercy Ironstar, Everly Skylin One Road, Harper Lee Pallison, Brinley Nancy Renville, Taylor Nicole Shepard, Layla Michelle Seams, Jasper Riley Valencia, Hepan Oliver Dean Wana. And then transitioning under under Exhibit C, we have 24 applicants requesting enrollment. Hunter Bryce Bells, Dinah Janae Bedell, Kenneth Ohoda Bird, John Michael Black Thunder Grant, Goddess Aveda Elise Carter, Jumari Rayshawn Carter, Shannon Michelle Cotter, Curtis Leo Crazy Mule Jr., Kingston Tinner Desjarlais, Everly Norma Drum, Ravina Riley Rose Dumars, Riley Dale Eastman, Nelsa J. Huffstutler, Wakahadi Wia Jack, Kason Tatler Keeble, Rain John Kyoke, Robert John Neeland, Chase Claire Palmer, Jalen David Powell, Jacqueline Jasmine Powers, Satori Marvin Stone, Jessica Kirsten Thompson, and Joshua Nathaniel Thompson. And under Exhibit D, we have one tribal member requesting relinquishment from the Sistine Waptanoyate, Lazaro Smiley Sanchez, to enroll with 3 affiliated tribes.
Any questions, comments, or from Tribal Council? If not, floor is open for a motion to approve tribal membership. A motion from Enemy Swim, second from Bakuli. Question from Long Hollow.
Yes.
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 Okay, we got a motion to approve Exhibit B, enemy swim. Second, Bikuli. Question, Long Hollow.
Yes. Avery Yakimis? Yes. Kenneth Johnson? Yes. Joan White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Tribal Secretary?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion for Exhibit C.
Got a motion for Exhibit C, Tribal Secretary, second from enemy swim. Question from Long.
Yes.
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 Thank you. You got a motion for Exhibit D approval, Tribal Secretary. Second, enemy swim. Question, Long Hollow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Tribal Council, we started the day with 14,698 enrollees. We added 59 with today's approvals, -1 for relinquishment, and -18 for February and March deceased reports, and then -9 for our April deceased report. So it brings our total enrollment to 14,729. Of those, 6,303 live on the reservation, 8,426 live off the reservation. And for district registered voters, for Bikuli, we have 1,131, Buffalo Lake, 608, Long Hollow, 1,131, and old agencies, 1,458. We have total registered voters of 9,032. And for 10% of the registered voters, it's 903, 20% is 1,806, and 30% is 2,710. And that concludes the enrollment report.
Okay, any other questions or comments from Tribal Council? If not, floor is open for a motion to approve enrollment's monthly report. Motion from enemy swim. Second from Vice Chairwoman. Question from Long Hollow.
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, Tribal Council, and to the listening audience, I apologize if I mispronounced any of the names on the list. Thank you.
Thank you, Verlin.
Okay. Okay. Hi, good morning. My name is Mary Lou Wind. I'm from the Enemy Swim District. I have one question. I won't take much of your time. Good morning. Do you all have, in your offices here or any place in this building, internship programs for college students?
Vice Chairwoman.
I'm actually working on a writing contest for college students. It hasn't been advertised because it's not completed yet, but whoever was the winner of the writing assignment, I was going to do a 2-month internship for the summer for a college student. I haven't done the...
For You have one for the summer, just one for the summer? Is that what you said?
Just one spot in my office.
Can I say this? Like I said, I'm not going to take much of your time, but you know, they should have been having internships here a while back because we all have kids in college, I'm sure, you know, or grandchildren. I talked to different people on the reservation, and I asked them if they had any kids that came here for internship programs, and they said no. So that's why I'm here. You have a lot of places here that can offer help for interns. One is SWO, if anybody wants to go into that kind of business, and you have a finance department, you have an education, you have BIA, and I just today added politics. Somebody might want to go into politics. So there's a lot of things that you can do for these kids, and I think the sooner the better. They need that. They need that internship, and they're having a hard time getting internship programs.
Lake Travers.
So when I worked in the sex offender registry and parole, we did have an intern there, and that was a couple years ago. And what happened was he approached me about doing an internship, and I just needed to get permission to do it, but it was a non-paid internship. And so I worked with his, the college that he was in order to do that. And that's how we did it. That was like about maybe 3-4 years ago, I think. But that's, I mean, I don't think we have an actual program here that will do it, but that's how our program did it.
So when you're doing this, do you approach the other offices here, like finance, or just whoever wants it, or how do you do that? How are you doing it?
Well, it was kind of just, I had an empty position in my office that I wanted to do a very, small paid internship to help the college students, because like when I graduated from college, when I applied for a couple of jobs at the tribe even, a lot of the reasons why I was denied is because I didn't have experience. So that was the reason why I was personally doing it. Like I said, I was going to make it into a writing assignment for college students. It hasn't been advertised. Otherwise, there's really no process on how to move forward with it, because I don't think we've had externships, which Tribal Secretary is going to say something.
So we do offer externships for our health programs here. So that is, reoccurring. So I mean, we do offer that for sure. I can tell you that.
For the health.
Yep.
But that's not enough for our students because they're in different areas of education. So like I said, I'm not going to take much of your time, but can I come see you one of these times about this? I'm attending a funeral this afternoon. Okay, anytime. I'll give you a call then.
Do you want to come to our exec committee meetings?
I'd love to.
Typically, I think we have them on Thursdays. Time kind of varies sometimes depending on our schedule, but I think that'd be the right place to come for that. I think we're all open to that. I think it's a good idea. So we'll just have to figure out, a process and a policy to be able to do that, because some of these, I think, are federal grant dollars, and they kind of come with specific stipulations. So we'll just have to figure a way to make it work.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll see you another time about jobs. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chairwoman.
I would like to request a motion for the third quarterly payment of $25,000 to the radio station, Corporation of Native Broadcasting.
Okay, motion from Enemy Swim. Second from all agency. Question from Long Hollow.
Gaming, it'll be the gaming support budget.
Dallas Owen? Yes. Lydia Amos? Yes. Ken Johnson? Yes. Joel White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Tribal Secretary? Yes. Mr. Chairman, motion passed.
One more thing is, I know it's a discussions between the districts about the district audits. I did meet with 3 to 4 districts. They believe that they are ready for the district audits. We haven't really, the last time, like I said, the compilations and assessments were in 2017. Some of these districts have made progress throughout the past couple of years, but we are not fully, we don't know fully that they'll actually complete an audit. So I did talk to the other executives, and it's kind of, it's because we don't want to pay the whole amount for the audit if they're not able to complete it, and they'll just give, the agency will probably just give us the company will probably just give us a report saying it's incomplete and it can't be audited. So with having discussions, we were talking about possibly doing a agreed upon procedures to see if we are actually ready for a full audit with the districts, and that way they're actually able to give us a report. If you guys would like to move forward with agreed upon procedures instead of audit for each district. So I would like to request a motion to move forward with doing, I guess, agreed upon procedures with the districts.
Dallas?
I would like to, I know you met with 4 districts, but I'd like to have DCA confirm and their people like confirm that they're okay with that. I know my executives said they were good with that, but I don't want this to come back in saying, oh, you're overstepping your bounds, that's district business type thing. That's just my leeriness on that right now.
Tribal Secretary.
But I think in the past, they've wanted the tribe to flip the bill. And we have, right?
So according to the accounting manual, it's every odd year something's supposed to be. Of course, like I said, it hasn't been completed because the last time they did anything was when Guerrero Russo was vice, and they tried to do an audit, and what did we, instead of getting an audit, we got compilations and assessments, and we noticed that most of the districts weren't ready for audits at that time. So like I said, I did meet with some of the districts. Some of the items that Red W had stated that was needed, that was needed from each district, most of these districts did say that they have created policies. The ones I met with are now working with QuickBooks, so they have, of course, some of them barely started with QuickBooks, so I guess I just don't know for sure of how far they are ready. Most of them did say that they believe they're ready. Some of them have been reconciling. So on the district part, I mean, most of them said they believe they are ready for the audit. I am just a little bit worried of wasting funds. I don't want to say wasting funds, but of paying a big bill if they're not able to complete one. That's my only worry. If you guys decide you want to move forward with audits, that's, you know, your decision for your district, of course. And then moving forward, as I'm working on the accounting manual, I do want to take that out of the accounting manual that will move forward with paying for district audits, which I was going to propose to you guys and allow you guys to take that back to your districts. Since I believe a couple of districts have said, you know, this is their financials and this is their business. So I believe that if you believe that, then you can cover your bill.
Long Hollow.
Well, our district, it wouldn't cost maybe 5 or 10,000 is what they're Bailey's telling us, because we just had that audit. So, but we're good to go for an audit.
I'll let you guys make the motion if you guys want to do for audit or agreed upon procedures.
Let me just try to clarify this. You know, years ago, I think it was Lake Travers were signed up to get an audit, and the auditor came back and said there's a scope limitation. Basically, they couldn't do a full audit. And the reason is because you have to have beginning of the year balance and end of the year balance established and tied out for the auditors to have a period of time to audit. You also have to have, when auditors come and do an audit, they're talking about a financial statement audit. So what that is you have to have financial statements to audit. You know, whatever you put on your financial statements are the numbers that they go in and examine and ensure that they're correct, and then they give you an opinion. So that happened in the past. I think it'd be better to guarantee that each district gets some sort of report, is to do agreed upon procedures, because districts get an allocation from gaming, and the tribe knows what that number is. So all you really need to do is have an auditor come in, or an accounting firm come in, and just put a report together on those expenditures, tie it back to the tribe, and you'll always get a report if you do it that way, because there's no scope limitation. You don't even really need to have financials. They're cheaper. They're a little bit more tailored to how districts operate. And so I think in the end, it just comes out to be a better report. Typically, audits are used, it's a third party basically giving, their sign off or authority to say that these financials are correct, and they did their work. Typically, why they do that is for third parties like banks and other people to, if you wanted to go get financing for a business or buy anything or anything like that, that's what financial statement audits are used for. Typically, I think what we're after is just the report, right? And I think the best way to do that, like I said, is in agreed upon procedures. We agree upon, I don't know, maybe it's 10 procedures. I mean, that could be agreed upon between each district and the firm, because each district operates a little differently. And really, money comes in, money goes out, and you really just need to tie all that together in a report form. So that's the difference between a financial statement audit and an AUP. And like I mentioned, I think an AUP is more useful, and it tailored to us. And I think that's what probably all of our members are seeking at each district is some sort of report. So I just wanted to clarify that, because when we say audit, sometimes I think we think that these auditors come in and look at everything, and they don't really do that. They just sample the number that you put on financial statements. They take a sample and they test it, and if all that test work is good, they can rely on the number that you put there. So that's basically, that's real short and abbreviated how they operate, but I just wanted to clarify that for all of you and then all the people that are listening out there. I have some experience in that. So if there's no other questions or comments, I guess the vice chair is looking for a motion to approve. Enemy swim.
So then what are the procedures that we're going to be agreeing upon?
You guys might have 10. They might have 5.
So I thought it was just across the board, and that was my initial concern.
I did make a comment to a couple of the districts that I did meet. I think I'm meeting with Buffalo Lake this week. What I wanted to do is work on a very, very small accounting manual, like a foundation for each district, because I believe not every district has a accounting manual. I believe Enemy Swim did state they did. So that was something that I would want to work with the district, so then future references were able to assist them in some way to ensure that they are able to complete any kind of financial audits or agreed upon procedures in the future, and they have at least a foundation, and then they can tweak it, make it work to what kind of policies each district has within their district.
So theoretically then, upon approval of this motion, excuse me, losing my voice, is the motion passes, Enemy Swim would work with the auditor in accordance with our accounting manual that we have currently. Okay, thank you.
Like I said, you don't have, each district doesn't have to approve this accounting manual, but it's a step to help them moving forward. That's all it is. It's an assistance.
Okay, got a motion from Enemy Swim. Second from Lake Traverse. Question from Long Hollow.
No, we're going to RFP for the districts.
Dallas Owen? Yes. Lydia Amos? Yes. Ken Johnson? Yes. Joel White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Tribal Secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passed.
Thank you. Buffalo Lake?
Thank you, Chairman. I got a few motions that I'd like to entertain. The first one is pending resolution change, and this is for housing, the 1.9 million out of ARPA funds for the matching funds for Barker Hill Phase 2. That's my first motion. That's why I put pending resolution change.
Okay.
Yeah, the first
Okay,
one.
motion from Buffalo Lake. Second from All Agency. Question from Long Hollow.
So you're going to give another 1.1 million to housing, the Barker Hill project?
The 1.9.
I'm sorry, Ken Johnson? Yes. Joel White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Dallas Owen? Yes. Lydia Amos? Yes. Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Tribal Secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passed.
Thank you.
Chairman, my next one is pending resolution change is also is the 3.5 million for the replacement units of the at Rehab Village that were Air Force units that need to be replaced out of ARPA funds.
Okay, got a motion from Buffalo Lake, second from Enemy Swim, and a question from Bikuli.
$3.5.
Ken Johnson?
Yes.
Joel White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
I have a question. If those Air Force, I thought those Air Force had to be replaced by housing, so
That's what we're asking to replace them. The tribe wanted them tore down.
The Barker Hill was for those 40 homes, but between here to town, and then these ones where you guys need to decide where these 13 homes will be between the districts.
yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Dallas Owen? Yes. Lydia Amos? Yes. Tribal Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Tribal Secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passed.
Thank you.
Got one more, Mr. Chairman. Okay, on January 6, 2021 is when they made a motion for Section 7, that was for Lake Traverse and Enemy Swim. But also in that motion was to have Buffalo Lake's can, because we've had our plan in for all this time. So I make a motion that Buffalo Lake get their 150,000 out of Section 7. That went through RPC, they added approved everything.
All Agency? Okay. A motion from Buffalo Lake. Any questions or comments?
question. That motion was to give them, but you received Section 7 before as well, too? And then Lake Travis as well, too? How many, do you know how many payments Lake Travis received? And then you decided to do one, but there was a second motion for the second.
Enemy swim.
When Enemy Swim received their Section 7 funds, it was all in one go. So it would, but I guess it's dependent about how much.
Okay, we got a motion from Buffalo Lake, second from all agency.
Question.
Question from Long Hollow.
Kenneth Johnson? Yes. Joel White?
Yes.
Janelle Cook?
Yes.
Brandon Adams?
Yes.
Dallas Owens? Yes. A. Lydia Amos? Yes. Travel Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Travel Secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passed.
Thank you. Lake Traverse.
I have a couple motions. So I received a letter from Summer Laura DeMars. She's a tribal member, and she's actually working on her doctorate of veterinary medicine at the Colorado State University. She does a lot of work with a student group called Student Initiative for Reservation Veterinary Services. And this is a veterinary student group that provides free veterinary services to different reservations in Minnesota. They came last year and they provided a wellness clinic. I think it was up at Enemy Swim. So she's asking that they be allowed to, the veterinarians and veterinary students from partner organizations, including this Student Initiative for Reservation Veterinary Services, to practice veterinary medicine within the Lake Traverse Reservation boundaries this year and for future years. And she had already planned for August 11th and 13th to provide, and it's only for wellness exams. And I think they do vaccinations and things like that. She wants them to stay up in Enemy Swim, though. So I'm asking for, I'm making a motion to allow that group to do that.
Any questions? Enemy swim?
You know, I think it's always good for having individuals come and do that kind of work, especially veterinary services. But I think just for legal sake, can you just add pending legal review to the end of that one?
Sure.
Vice Chair.
And this is confirming no financial assistance or anything from the tribe, correct?
Well, she is asking for like hotel rooms and meals, but we can actually go directly to like casinos and things like that, because I know they provide it. They actually provide just hotel for, you know, our rescue group that comes here and provides the same services. So I can help her with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So you amended your motion? Yes. With that, I'll second.
Yes.
Okay, we got a motion and a second from, a motion from Lake Traverse, second from Enemy Swim. Question from Long Hollow.
Joel White? Kenneth Johnson? Yes. Travel Vice Chairwoman? Yes. Travel Secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passed.
Thank you. Melissa, you had a question? Please come up to the mic.
So with your like clinic, is that open to like all tribal members with pets?
This clinic that she's offering,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure if they are. I know that the rescue clinics are open to everybody within our target area, but I think hers, she just wants the Enemy Swim area primarily, but I think all tribal members.
Okay, so it's just for Enemy Swim at
No, anybody that will want to take their animal up there, that's, yeah.
so it's kind of like just a one-day clinic thing, or is
I think
it going
they're-
to be an ongoing thing?
They're going to offer 2 days, but she wants to do it every year for 2 days. That's what it sounds like. And it's a wellness clinic, so it's primarily, you know, they'll examine your animal, make sure it's healthy, and then they'll give vaccinations.
Okay, so is this going to cost tribal members anything?
No,
Like
it's-
out of pocket?
No, it's free.
Really?
Mhm.
So say my dog is sick or whatever and she needs medication, and they're just gonna help me with the medicine to administer to my pet for free, or do I have to pay for that?
I'm not really sure, but I know that if your dog needs medicine that's ongoing, I don't know of anybody that will pay for that ongoing medication, but if you take your animal up there and they do a wellness check, I'm pretty sure they'll do what they can, because I know we do with the rescue group.
Okay,
We
so
provide.
they'll do like labs, blood draw, all that.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think they'll just do it. A wellness clinic they'll make sure that your animal's healthy, and if there's something else that needs to be done, then they'll direct you.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know or
Okay.
have clarified, because I feel like there's something wrong with my dog. She's sick, and I feel bad because I can't afford to take her to the vet, and I want to get her looked at. But if there's going to be something like this offered to a tribal member like me, to take my pet up there and have her examined, like labs, and check her for arthritis and whatnot because of her age, I would really, really appreciate that. Knowing, what services are going to be offered.
I'll ask Summer.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that all you had?
No, I have one other motion. So at our district meeting, there was, on motion number 9, they're asking me to direct SWO Council to communicate with our DC lobbyists to change the language so that Indian Health Services honor medical marijuana cards. That's the motion.
Dallas.
Honestly, I would not be opposed to add that to our lobbying list, especially if they're willing to take marijuana off of the narcotics list so that IHS can start utilizing that, and that'd be a pretty big boon to trial members as a total. So I'd definitely be for that, Mr. Chairman. So with that, I'll second.
Okay, we got a motion from Lake Traverse, second from Enemy Swim, and a question from Buffalo Lake.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Buffalo Lake.
I just want to share, and it came on the news this morning, but I've been reading and keeping kind of tabs on it, but medical marijuana has been, the study just now got done that it can be used as a treatment for opioid and addiction and all that, so that was just been approved. So.
Thank you. No other questions or comments on that subject. I have a few that from Tribal Roads request I'd like to get past. When we started in January, we met occasionally with Tribal Roads, EMS, and other winter resources, I would say. And we had them put a list together of their needs to be able to effectively handle our winter weather. And what it turned into, I guess none of us could have predicted. So I guess this is a good thing. So what I'm requesting is that we get Tribal Roads some more resources to be able to handle winter weather in the future, if it happens to continue on with what we had this winter season. So I'd like to request a semi-tractor, and this is to be able to haul gravel, transport equipment, not only for Tribal Roads, but possibly other entities, not to exceed $80,000 from ARPA. Okay, got a motion from Enemy Swim. Second from Bakuli. Question from Tribal Secretary.
Yes.
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 Thank you. The second request is a tractor snowblower. This past winter, obviously, you guys all know it was a harsh one. So I'd like to request that we lease to own a tractor snowblower not to exceed $30,000 annually, as ARPA is the funding source. Motion from Bakuli. Second from Enemy Swim. Question from Long Hollow.
I just have a quick question. So is that tractor snowblower, is that one that they're looking at that will go through those big drifts?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes.
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 Thank you. The second or third is a skid steer with a snowblower attachment. Again, this is going to help in those key areas. You know, these requests are coming based on the need that we saw this past year. So, you know, there's a couple situations up in the hills. Dickie probably knows this better than me, but that really require a snowblower like this. So, the second or the third one, I should say, is not to exceed $94,436.75. ARPA as the funding source. $94,436.75.
So moved.
Motion from Mole Agency. Second from Long Hollow. Question from Lake Traverse.
Brandon Adams. Dallas Owen. A. Lydia Amos. Kenneth Johnson. Joel White.
Yes.
Janelle Cook.
Yes.
Tribal Vice Chairwoman. Tribal Secretary.
Yes.
Thank you. Number 4, trailer. This is for transporting the skid steer and all necessary attachments and not to exceed $30,000. The ARPA is the funding.
So moved.
Motion from Mole Agency. Second from Long Hollow. Question from Tribal Secretary.
Yes.
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 Thank you. And then the final is 2 pickups with snowplow attachments. And this is for quick response snow plowing, and it's not to exceed $195,000 as ARPA is the funding source. Motion from Enemy Swim.
Second.
Second from Mole Agency. Question from Long Hollow.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Any other questions or comments from Tribal Council?
Yeah, I have 20 more motions I need passed. No, I'm just kidding.
Buffalo Lake?
I do have some concerns about what we just did there, but I'll share that we can do that in roundtable. That don't need to be.
Okay, thank you. If there's nothing else, I guess call for a motion to adjourn. Tom. Okay, if there's no other comments or questions, call for a motion to adjourn. Motion from Enemy Swim, second from Tribal Secretary. We're adjourned.